Close your eyes. Can you hear me breathing? Clear your mind. It's my love you're holding. Run away. Stay wherever you want to stay. Take it in. It is freedom that you feel. It is freedom that you feel. It is freedom that you feel. Close your eyes. Can you hear me calling? Free your mind. It is love you're holding. Run away. Stay wherever you want to stay. Take it in. It is freedom that you feel. It is freedom that you feel. It is freedom that you feel. It's freedom that you feel.
Bring it in. Bring it in. All right. Let's get the screen up. Yours truly, Mark Fuller, TeamAlliance, live market observation. Wasn't really even going to come on tonight, but it's difficult for me to stop momentum when I have it. So started this week when I had the opportunity to come on. Wouldn't have felt right if I had a chance to do 3 in a row and I didn't do it. So here's number 3. Third market observation for the week. I got a few things that I want to actually get into a little bit on the chart, something that I just picked up on and actually took a look at. paid attention to, and I'm going to bring it to everyone's attention because I believe that it's important to just reinforce the things that we kind of know already. I believe that the reinforcement is the reason that it will become second nature for you when you do your own observation, and as you're training and you're learning and you're elevating your skill and all of that stuff, you begin to create the right habits, and you start looking at things the right way in the market without having to force yourself to do it. You just do it. So it's actually doing it again right now. So something I want to bring your attention to is, of course, I got the box drawn out. And if you actually look at the candles, I want y'all to pay attention to something in particular that the candles are doing relative to the box. Matter of fact, let me let y'all tell me what it's doing. Let me do it like that. I want you to tell me what do y'all see the candles doing relative to the box? And I'll just leave it at that. I want to just see what your responses are. So you'll tell me that. In the interim, I'm going to take a look and see who's in here. I see Maui Jeff. Sadiq is here. Forrest, Charles, Danny G in the building. I see Orion, Jay Carley in the building. Ray Young, what's happening? Tavares, Lamont, We Press in the building. BCJ is here. Jermaine is here. Keith McCoy, I see you. And Champion, I see you also. Peter Leonardi's in the building. Stacy is here. SG is here. All right, excellent. Excellent. Ray is saying transitioning to a new position. And it is now. But let me bring this back so I can focus in on what I was really asking about. Look at the candles here with the that are inside of the green box. And tell me what you see the candles doing relative to the box. Just look at the candles. What do you see them doing relative to the box? What's happening, Jeanette? Sadiq said instability. And of course, yes, a level of it. Go deeper. We're going to dig in a little bit. What visually is letting you know that there is instability present? All right, who's saying that? We Press, hugging the strike. Let me put that up. This is what the candles are doing. If you look at the candles in the box, right? And let me just zoom in so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. Look at this candle. What is this candle doing? It's touching the bottom of the box. What's this one doing? It's touching the bottom of the box. What's this one doing? It's touching the bottom. What's this one doing? Touch. Touch. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And technically 6 and 7. So only 1 out of 8 of these candles are not touching the bottom of the box. They are all touching the strike. And if they're all making contact with the strike price or the strike price level, which is the line, why is that not a good thing as far as trading or being in a trade at the time when the market is doing such a thing? Why would it not be a good time? Tell me that. And yes, Charles says tethering the line. Yep. Jermaine, most of the body inside the box also touching the strike price. Yep. 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 So why is that not good though? Tavares said up and down like a 6'4". That's funny. And here we go right here. Here's the response pretty much. It's unprofitable behavior. Absolutely. But why? Keep going. Tell me why. Sadiq is saying that there's no range. There is a range, but it ain't what we want it to be yet still. So range is not the only thing that we want to see. Maui Jeff said you're at risk of losing. Why? Keep going. Now Peter's hitting it. Look what Peter said. Do not have the required MP away. What is Peter saying? The distance. Hold on. Distance. Look at it. Look. SG. There's no buffer. What's a buffer? Distance. Bilal. The barrier has been breached. So in other words, there's no barrier there. There's no buffer there. There's nothing there that would prohibit the market from respecting anything. Or actually, let me rephrase what I said. There's nothing there that would stop the market from disrespecting anything. That's more like it. So in other words, the market could violate. If it's touching the line, it's violating the line already. So you see how all of the tools, when we use them together, create the visual representation of how we want to see stability. So it's never just us relying on one of the tools. It's a combination of all of the tools. When they come together, that creates the visual representation of stability. Now, we know range represents the first indication of it. Absolutely. Because of the nature of what ranging does. When the market starts ranging, it means that the market is tightening up. It's tightening up what? It's tightening up how much it's moving. It's tightening up the distance in the 1 minute candles. You see, when the distance starts to tighten up, notice the key word, distance. Because technically, if you think about what ranging is, all it is a smaller distance of movement, a smaller distance of the price traveling within a 1 minute period. That's all the range is doing. Let me show you something. Show you something real quick. Now I'm going to draw around one of these candles. We're going to use this one. And let me zoom in a little bit. So all I did was just drew a little box around this candle here. Now, if I take that box and I put it here, currently the price is staying inside of the box. So it's beginning to range. It's starting to range. If you look back at this one, look at how much distance from top to bottom that this candle is relative to this candle. Which one has less distance? The one with the box around it, right? Just like if I go back here, this one also had less distance than this one. This has less distance than this one. So bigger candles mean more distance or further distance, it means that the market is moving more. It's moving further in a 1 minute period. The less that it moves inside of a 1 minute period, that's what starts to create range. Because as the distance tightens up, the range starts to form. As the range starts to form, it gives the market more of an opportunity to start to cluster. Candles start to cluster. Once again, one of our tools. When the candles start to cluster, they're clustering together, creating what? The barrier. And as the barrier is being created, when the market moves into position relative to the strike, that's when the barrier and the strike line up and they become the same thing. And of course, in between the strike and those candles that are clustering is what? The buffer. The space in between. So you see how I'm literally breaking down what the market does. I'm not talking about nothing that I created. I didn't make this up, but I see it. And as we dialogue about this, it becomes clearer and clearer for you to see it and for you to recognize when you're not seeing it. And that's why I wanted to bring that to your attention. If you see the candle touching the line, hugging a strike, that's an immediate indication of nothing to do. Right? Oh, well, what are we doing now? We ain't doing nothing. Well, why not? Well, candles are touching the strike. Well, what's wrong with that? It's instability. It's also coin flipping because if you attempt to take trades when the market is doing that, then you're relying on the market to move either above or below your line in order for your trade to win. See, that's different than if the market is already positioned above or below. It's different if the market is already clustering above or below. It's different if the market is already ranging above or below. Because that behavior leads to the barrier and the buffer in between the barrier and the range or the clusters is what is creating the reason that the trade is going to win if it sets up. Remember, you see, we're only concerned about why. What would make the time a good time to be in a trade is always the question. What makes now a good time? Well, the market is basically displaying everything that I just mentioned. That would make now a good time, assuming that a trade comes during that time. So being able to recognize it and see it is the most powerful thing for us. It's the most powerful thing, period. Because your ability to see and to recognize it means that when you see it, you know that the market is already doing it. You see, you don't have to expect the market to do something. You're participating in what the market is doing already. This is how we remain consistent when we trade. Because the only trade that we'll end up in is the one that the market gave to us. Come on now. At this point in time, this is the highest elevation that we've had, because this has all been simplified into the box. The box tells you everything. It shows it to you. It shows it to you. All right, we'll do some actual exercises too. We're just going to continue to observe like we always do. And as you observe, you start to see what it is that you're learning how to, learning to recognize. And then you either see it manifest or you see it not manifest. And either way, you understand the why. It's like, okay, market is hugging the strike, touching the strike. That's why we're not doing anything. Okay, the market is actually ranging, starting to cluster, and it has a barrier. Oh, that's why we would be comfortable and confident if we ended up in the trade. So in both instances, you understand why. You're understanding why you would, and you're understanding why you would not. But either way, the why is clear. And that's the most important thing. If you don't have that, it'll be the reason that you lose trades. It'll be the reason that you don't have confidence and you'll miss trades. For some of you, that also happens. You see it unfold and manifest, but you don't have the confidence. And that will stop over time. Eventually, your confidence will start to build. Just continue to apply the process that you're learning and don't do nothing else. And don't even think about missing anything because you ain't missing nothing. Your elevation is more important than you being in a trade that might have manifested at the time. You elevating your skill is more important than that anyway. So it doesn't even matter. So FOMO and feeling like you missed out, nope, you didn't miss anything. You right where you need to be. Continue to train. For any of you that are new to the live stream, if you have not been here before, you have questions about the platform, which we're using. It's called NADEX. Very powerful platform to trade on. This platform gives us an opportunity to capitalize on the way that we see and recognize the market's movement. The market that we're observing is the euro dollar, which is the underlying Forex market that the binary option that we trade is based upon. And basically, the binaries are tracking and they're being created as a result of whatever the euro dollar is doing, because that's the market that we're watching. So the reason that the strike prices are the prices that they are, the reason that they're located where they are, etc., is because of where the euro dollar currently is. So the same thing would apply for any other market that you're observing. So with the 5-minute binaries, there are, let me see how many total they got now. Was it 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Excuse me, 7. Aussie dollar, euro dollar, pound dollar, dollar yen, euro yen, pound yen, and dollar CAD. So any one of these 7 markets are available for you to trade 5-minute binary options on. I happen to be trading the euro dollar. That's the market of choice for me. What we do works on any of them because what we do works in the market, period. We're just observing behavior. The market's behavior is what will dictate whether or not these trades win when you take them. In other words, it's going to dictate whether you're going to take trades and win consistently. If you understand the market, you will do that. If you don't understand the market, it's like flipping a coin. You might win, you might lose. You understand the difference? Would you rather flip a coin, or would you rather know the outcome before you take the trade? Market tells you the outcome. Market tells you the outcome. So this is why we observe and we wait, because we know that the market at some point will tell us exactly when, and then ultimately present us with the opportunity at that time. So not only is the market going to tell us when the right time is, it's going to give us the trade eventually. Even if it doesn't give us a trade, we still know that it was still the right time. So the market either gives us a trade or it doesn't. But in either case, it's important that we learn and understand how to recognize that the time was right. That way we're prepared for if and when a trade does come. And that is what will lead to the consistency that we need. So on this platform, you literally are 30 trades away from financial freedom. Period. 30 trades away. And that's why training, giving yourself the necessary time that you need, being patient, developing your discipline, working on your mindset, all of that stuff is super important because you're going to need that long term. You're going to need that to be able to continuously do what it is that we do in perpetuity. So it's like knowing, okay, I'm learning something that I want to be able to use forever versus learning something that's going to work for a month or two. That's the difference. See, like people that buy strategies and stuff like that, that's what they're doing. They want to buy something that works now, but then it's going to stop working at some point. What's the point of that? It's better for you to actually begin to understand the markets, period. What is it about the market that would determine who wins and who loses the trade? Once you know that, then you understand, okay, well, I need to focus on that. See, we know what that is. It's behavior. Behavior dictates everything. How the market moves. How? The beauty of the binaries is that the binaries are not reliant on where the market moves. In other words, the market don't have to go up or down. The market literally can be or remain in the position where it is at the time. If you are cognizant of behavior, you'll know that the behavior at the time will keep the market in the position that it's in. That gives you the edge over everybody else who don't know that. And that's really who you're competing against. So you're not competing against the market. You're not competing against NADEX. You're competing against someone on the other side of the trade that you're taking. When you're buying, somebody else is selling. When you're taking the trades that we are going to take, which are in the money, we're basically risking 80 to make 20. So the person on the other side of the trade think that they're risking 20 to make 80. But they don't understand that we know the market better than they do. So they'll take the trade against us. And guess who loses? You already know the answer to that. They're going to lose. They're going to keep losing 20 instead of making 80. But in their mind, they're only risking 20. So you see how the greed aspect of people will keep them taking them same trades. They'll repeatedly take 20, 80 trades because in their mind, they believe that they have a better risk reward. Oh, well, I have a better risk reward. I'm only risking 20 to make 80. I'd never risk 80. But we're not risking 80. We're going to just make 20 over and over again. They don't know that, though. See, they don't know that. So they stick to that risk reward model and it keeps them on the opposite side of our trades. And that's how we continuously remain profitable when we trade, because they don't understand the market the way that we do. They don't even understand that the market is determining the winner. They think just because they have a better risk reward, eventually they'll get that $80 profit to make up for the $20 losses that they took. See, so they're playing catch up. We don't got to play catch up. We're going to just stay ahead the whole time. Let me come in the comments real quick. Let's come in the comments. Maui Jeff, rolling the dice is not confident behavior. Could finish on either side. There's the coin flip right there. See, that's what we're not gonna do. Let me draw your attention again. Look at the market now. What's it doing again? Touching. Touching. See that? So we know that there's nothing to do yet. Now, is it getting closer to what we want it to do? Yep. It is getting closer, but it's not quite there yet. But we just continue to observe until it is there. That's it. That's it, and that's all. Jeanette 50-50, no guarantee win and distance. Yep. Maui Jeff Market hasn't defined the barrier. Yep. And yes, the range is the first indication all the time. Because that tightening up is what the market is doing before it starts to cluster. And we know that the clustering leads to the market creating a barrier when it gets into position relative to the strike price. And that's exactly what we needed to do. So it's only a matter of time before it does that. That's kind of what you begin to realize as you observe. It's only a matter of time. Peter Leonardi can't have backtick in the last minute. If so, move on. Indeed. See, and the reason that that's important is because we know that when we have distance in phase 3, that 5+1 that we need, that right there is letting us know that the movement is stable also. Because all of these tools are leading up to all of the components of stability that you'll see manifest. Range is the first indication. Clustering is another one. The barrier definitely is one. Because it's letting you know that the market is holding and respecting levels in the market that it created. If the market creates a level in the market and it starts respecting it, you start to see everything that I'm mentioning. You'll see range. You'll see clustering. When it moves into position relative to the strike, you'll see the barrier create also, because it'll be at the base in phase 3, that 5+1 that you need. Some of y'all are going to catch that. Some of y'all are going to catch. Just think about it. If the market is hugging the strike, it's touching the strike. That's an automatic DQ in phase 3, ain't it? But if there's a buffer in between the strike price and the base of the candles, what is that letting you know? When you in phase 3, that distance parameter is going to be met. Isn't it crazy how 301 comes all together with everything I'm talking about? All of this is 301 again. All of it. It's just simple tools that we're using to simplify the process for ourselves each time. And I think that this is the most elevated one and the simplest one yet, because it encompasses everything. Everything that I've already discussed with you and identified as a tool is incorporated into the one tool that we're using now. It's in it. It's so crazy. It, like, literally. It's like Lord of the Rings. 10 rings to rule them all. Wait, no, what is it? I think it's 1 ring. Yeah, 1 ring to rule them all. That, right? Whatever he said. But it was like a bunch of rings, and one of them was the main ring. That's how I feel about the tool that we're using right now. I said 10 rings to rule them all. It's 1 ring to rule them all. Simplicity all day. 735 makes it easy. Yep. Mortimer. Oh man. Keith says, I've been here about 3 days learning more here than other people trying too well. Expensive programs. Glad I found you. I'm glad too, Keith. I'm glad too. He said, and he never did this before. See, and I say this all the time. I think it's actually starting to happen more often now. I try to create content for people to find TA before they start doing stuff. A lot of times people come to TA as their last resort. I'm trying to do things to force you to come here as your first resort. If I could catch you before you start doing stuff in the market, it's a game changer for you, because it means that you're not going to be polluted by stuff that's going to cause you to go through all of the pain. You don't have to go through the pain if you have the correct direction and guidance out the gate. And that's what TA represents. Clearly. And I like how Keith said it. Listen to what Keith is saying. He says, I'm learning common sense and logical information, not trick. Man, hold on. Whoa. Whoa, listen to this. He said, I'm learning common sense and logic, not trading. Is that accurate or not? Come on, man. That's what this is. Man, that's powerful. That is powerful. See, it's so crazy. I say that all the time. I'm like, it's common basic sense. Like, when you think about it. Crazy. Jamal said the real person that you're competing with is yourself. Let me put that up. I like this. To apply continuously the process, the other person on the other side is irrelevant. Conquer you. Whoa. Me, Don DeMarco. Oh.
Dom DeMarco.
Yep.
Dom DeMarco.
Yeah, y'all make sure that y'all like the video, please, on whatever platform that you're on. Right now, we're streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Make sure y'all give it a thumbs up or a heart or whatever you got. Yeah, we starting to actually get a little closer. I didn't look at this one here, this 130, but it looks like there was some movement in there. I just don't know what it was, but we are getting closer. Gotta love it. Yes, choose your own tool wisely. Absolutely. Bilal, the beauty is in the simplicity. Yep, all day. Pimo said the sound effects got him. Yeah, man, got him on deck. These sound effects are relevant though. Like, they go perfectly with whatever's going on in the moment. That's what I love about them. They go pretty hard. Yes, indeed. Yep, man, oh man. Lamont, usually that's a hard task because TA is like a needle in a haystack. Lamont, what were you saying that to? It sounds good, but I want to be clear on what that was in regards to. But it sounds real good, man. So hey, I'm gonna have to. I gotta give it up. I don't even know what he's talking about yet, but I gotta give it up. If I had to guess, I think he was talking about finding TA because he said it's like a needle in a haystack. And it is because nobody knows us. Nobody knows who like that we even exist. That's why I always talk about like the way that I've set up topics and stuff, like for the podcast. Try to create topics that people will search for so that they can find this freedom here, man. There's freedom in the skill set, I'm telling y'all. You're 30 trades away. That, man, that is insane to me when you think about that. I'm like, man, you just can't find an opportunity like that anywhere else. $100, of course you open your account with $250 actually when you first start. But you know that I'm going to tell you to withdraw $150 and leave $100 in your account. And that's what you're going to start with. And as your skill level increases, your confidence increases, and you start trading and recording and documenting your journey, that's it. It's one trade after the other. Just wait. Just wait. Market ain't there yet. Market ain't there yet. Market's getting there. Market's getting there. Market is there. No trade yet. Market is there. Still no trade yet. See, like this is these are what all the phases that you're going through. Market is there, it looks good, but the trade didn't come yet. Market ain't there. Clearly, nothing to do. You see, like this is what you're going through in the process. Then finally it happens. Market is there, trade comes. Oh, that was it. But you didn't take it because you hesitated because it's your first time. That's cool. Just the fact that you recognized it, it means that the skill is there. That's more important than you missing it. You're following me? Don't feel bad. See, this is what I'm talking about as far as developing. You don't got to feel bad like, oh man, I missed it. Don't worry about it. You know what? You didn't miss it because you recognized it when you saw it. Man. Hold on. Whoa. Did y'all catch that? You didn't miss it. If you recognized it, you didn't miss it. All right. You see, it's on 10 tonight. Vision, what's happening? Paley said the market creates these barriers at any time, so it's best to have your eyes conditioned to see it at any time. Quick glance, that way you're not looking at the charts all day and getting FOMO. Come on, Peleus. Come on now. That's hard. Sadiq said, hey, you paid your $35. I don't even know who he was talking to, but he talking to whoever didn't pay yet, I guess. Keith E's in the building too. What's happening, Keith? The mind catching folks before we do other things, programs, and lose money. Yes. Okay, that's what you was talking about. Yes. When you talked about the needle in the haystack, 100%. Yeah, that is the objective. That is the objective. Oh, this is hard. Listen to what Keith said. He said, I don't even remember how I found you, but I'm here. That's all that matters. Come on, Keith. Come on, man. That's it. That's it. Lamont, I lost so much money. It was scam time after time. Right. That's right. And that's what I'm trying to catch. I'm trying to catch folks before that happens to them. Some people are going to go through that inevitably anyway, but at least knowing that TA is here, you know that you got something to come back to Because you know folks will come and they'll go. I'm like, hey, the door's open when you come back. It's wide open. Doors of the church is open. As your skill level increases hard. Yes. Maui Jeff, 30 trades to a new journey forever and no. Yes. Lamar said, I found it. He said, I found it by asking for black people making money online. Really? You serious? I wonder how Google organized that one. They must do facial recognition. They must have saw a thumbnail. They said, okay, here's a black dude. Here you go. Here, try this one. That's crazy though. That's crazy. Yeah, that's interesting though. I never would have thought that. Wow. Wow, that's pretty cool actually. Black people making money online. All right, I'll take it. Keith said, I'm staying, bro. Let's go. He's like, I'm not gonna have to come back. We're gonna just go. Let's go. But yeah, so and you guys will see, for yourselves just over time that as you train and you elevate, everything I tell y'all is going to happen to you at some point. Sometimes people don't believe me when I tell them certain things are going to happen. And I'm like, listen, it happens because we're human. So we just, it's like what we're dealing with when it comes to this mainly is ourselves. It really is just a matter of you developing the mindset needed to execute a simple process over and over again without doing anything else. It's like, can you just do this? That is kind of like that. And you know how people get, oh, well, that's boring. Okay. It's boring, but it works. See, you want to be Mr. Thrill or Miss Excitement, and then you go doing stupid stuff in the market and get slapped. All of your stupidity is going to lead to a slap in the market. It's not going to lead to a bag. So you being bored will find yourself doing stupidity because you're bored. Because you don't want to follow the simple process that works all the time. It always works. And if it always works, and you know that on this path, you 30 trades away from freedom, why would you do anything else? Just because you're bored? Oh, I'm bored. I got kind of bored watching the charts. Well, we don't even watch the charts like that. We do a quick glance. The only reason I'm looking at the chart now is because I'm doing a live observation. But you hear in the background every so often that alarm going off, or maybe y'all don't hear it. Hold on, let me turn this thing on so y'all can hear it. Every time that little alarm goes off, I come to the chart and look. If I see the market touching the either the top or the bottom of the barrier, I'm out. If I start seeing buffers and distance and ranges and clusters, I'm looking. When the trade comes, I'm there. When the trade sets up at the right time, it's this. It's bang, bang. Winner, winner. That's it. And then rinse and repeat. Don't do nothing else. You got to be excited. You got to have, your whole day filled with thrills and all of that. Nah, this is why you need to just watch 301. Watch the 301 playlist every day to keep you from doing stupid stuff, because you're going to do stupid stuff. Oh, let me see what this one's going to do. Don't let Mortimer get all in your ear. I wonder what this one's going to do. I'm going to go for it. Next thing you know, you in trade mode. You over there looking for 5+1 anywhere. That's not what we doing. You looking for 5+1 on big candles. Like, what are you doing? That's not what we do. Just use the tools. Keep it simple and don't do nothing else. See, that's why you need to develop your mindset so that that's all you do. Your mindset will keep you from doing stupidity. When you develop patience and discipline, you stop chasing shiny balls and you stop getting bored for no reason and then end up doing something dumb. That's what the mindset training does. It forces you not to do stupid stuff because you're going to do something stupid if you don't train. It never fails. Silly stuff is so much of it that you can do. Not recording is silly. Learn how to record. Oh, I don't know. Well, I'm not sure. I didn't know what to use. Screencast-O-Matic is free. That's what we use. It's free. Use that. And record. Record your observation. Oh, well, I'm not trading yet. Record what you're looking at. Start there. Record what you're looking at. So look, here, we'll take a look at this. Watch this. You see where price is right now? You see this? If you had to pick whether or not the price is going to go above or if it's going to stay in this box, which one would it be? If you had to make a decision right now, which one would it be? Now, if you look at how the market was moving, if this was a trade setup that you were trying to take, this was a terrible trade. Terrible. However, what did the market do? What did the market just do? And when you understand why it did that fully, that's what allows you to build confidence over time. Because like I said, this was not a trade setting up just now. This was, if you took this trade, it was terrible. The price was moving up towards the line. It was priced out first, and then there was pricing that came on the binary. That was horrible. However, the market remained in the box on that. Price stayed right on the strike price, stayed in the box. I'm just saying. So it's understanding why it did that. You see, that's what is powerful about what we do. Why? It's like, well, why did it do that? When you start to understand why it did that, your elevation is coming. Your elevation is coming. Yep. Look, and that's a key word right there. It respected. It respected what? It respected what it created. It respected what it created. No, that's not trading view. That is the timer that we use. It goes off when there's 1:30 left on the binary. That is the timer. So that way you don't got to be in front of the charts like all day when you're observing or however long you're observing for. So even if you were observing for hours, you're really not observing for hours because you can do other stuff and then just come back to the chart when the alarm goes off to look at the end of the binary and, you know, to move your box or do whatever you need to do at the time. So it helps you not have to sit in front of the charts just waiting the whole time looking at the charts, looking at every candle and all that type of stuff. Keith said, I'm learning more about this damn box than these get rich tools people trying to sell you in an expensive program. I like this. Jamal said, it's boring, but we ain't broke. Listen, you'll never go broke with this skill. Never, never, never. Peter said, after 2 years, did I miss something? Who is this Mortimer dude? He's a character that was created out of what people ask me and what people tell me and the stuff that they do. Literally everything that you hear Mortimer say is something that somebody asked me or something that somebody told me. Like when I talk about risk reward, that when Mortimer started talking about risk reward, that's what people used to be telling me all the time. I remember when I first started making videos and sharing them, and I'm doing, I'm taking in the money trades, and people are like, oh my God, you're risking 83 and you're only making 17. I'm like, yeah, but I keep making 17 every time I trade though. And if you trading on the other side of me, you're gonna lose 80, you're gonna lose 17, excuse me. I'm like, you ain't make 83 off of me yet. Crazy. Paley respected his own behavior, and the behavior is its creation at the time. Like a kid is misbehaving at the time for whatever reason. Wow, that's good stuff right there. Very, very good. Excellent analogy. Lamont, are you able to set a timer through NADEX, or do you have to purchase your own timer? The one that I use is this one. I'll post it in the chat for you. Yeah, this one right here. Lets it post. It's a timer. It's customized to the time that we need it for. So basically, the way that it works, when you see the binary clock, like this clock right here, when this gets down to about 30 seconds, you see the big green start button. Click that. With 30 seconds left on this clock on NADEX, click the big green start button, and that will activate the timer. It'll go off at 1 minute and 30 left on the clock. So when it goes off, then you can come back to the platform, meaning that you can do other stuff. You know what I'm saying? You don't got to be sitting in front of the platform looking the whole time. Go off, do other stuff, come back when you hit it long, go off, and then do your observation. Peter said he thought he was the clown in 301 who wants to take the trade all the time. Yes, that's Mortimer too. I guess everybody don't know Trading Places. I guess not. Yeah, Mortimer was one of the brothers in Trading Places. Remember the dudes that owned the brokerage? Randolph and Mortimer. That was their names. Trading Places with Eddie Murphy. Classic movie. Yeah, but Mortimer, that name just sounds good for that character. The character that I created. That talks like this all the time. That's Mortimer. Mortimer. Oh, snap. That's funny. Yeah, that name just fits. Yeah, so I mean, the patience and the discipline and all of that is the money. Because when you develop those things, this process becomes easy to do. It's a simple process. It's not a hard thing to do. What's hard is people waiting and being patient for the market to give it up. It's like that's what people don't like. They for some reason they find that boring or they just got to do something. Nah, you don't got to do nothing. You don't got to try to force your way into a trade. You don't have to do any of that. Just relax. The market likes to give money to people who wait for it. That is a fact. Don't think about what day it is. Oh, it's been a week. I haven't seen anything in a week. Well, stop looking. Start waiting. There's a difference between looking and waiting. Whoa, whoa, whoa. There's a difference between looking and waiting. Pretty good stuff, huh? So he said I'm the fifth Beatle. Oh, snap. Yeah, Ken know the movie. He said, I can see I have legs. Yes. That's funny. Yeah, they weren't coming to America, right? They were outside of McDowell's. He was, yeah, I think it was snowing. And he took the money from Femi, right? He had money in the paper bag. He took the money from him, and then they were outside living on the street. And he saw them on the street, and he handed them the bag. Remember? And I think it was Mortimer. He gave it to Mortimer, and he was like Randolph, because he opened the bag. He saw money was in there. He was like Randolph. We're back. That was good. I like how they did that. They incorporated that into Coming to America. That was good. Yeah, they had ended up being bums because in Trading Places they had bankrupted them. Remember? Yep. Oh man, classic movies. Coming to America too was actually pretty good too. It was pretty good. I wasn't expecting that much, you know. I mean, this is like 30 years later, so it's like, well, what can they really do? They can't. It's not like they trying to top the first one. You know, just make it a good second one. It was a good one. It was good. Shai said you're gonna have to move to the West Coast. Pacific Coast time observation. Yeah, I know. You know, it just be random. Yesterday, I actually was on here early. I think I started around 11 something Eastern, and I did a couple of hours. Yeah, it depends. I wasn't even gonna come on at first, but I was like, nah, I'll just come on because I did two. I might as well just do the third one. Yeah, juice man, all of that. Oh man. Paley's the thing about this skill, the longer that you wait, the easier it is to see. Yes, sir. Yep. Yep. Um, yeah, indeed. Jeff said Hawaii needs more TA members so we can have a TA conference here. I agree. It would be beautiful to have it there. Yep. Yeah, definitely with star power in that movie. Absolutely. Oh, Beaks. Beaks ended up being they had him in the ape suit, right? They put him in the ape suit in the cage with a real ape. That was funny. That was hilarious. And what was her name? The chick from Friday the 13th. What's the lady's name? She was in it too. As she was playing a I think she was playing from some chick from Sweden on the train, remember? What is her name? Start with a J. Oh man, I forgot her name. Um Damn, why I can't remember her name? Jamie Lee Curtis. Thank you. Sheesh. Yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis was on there. He was in the car with them. Yeah, that movie was they stupid. Every time I watch these movies, it's just funny. As old as they are, I just get a good laugh out of them every time. Look, Jamal got trivia. He said Trading Places and the original Coming to America were filmed 6 years apart. Okay. He's like, let me hit you with a random trivia real quick. Yeah, so you see, I mean, like all I'm doing is just moving the box as the market is moving, and then we're just waiting to see what the market ends up doing. As you see the market doing too much, you just continue to wait, you know. Um After a period of time, it's good to just develop the habit of just logging out. You because sometimes people will ask, well, how long should I be watching for? And it's like, you can watch for a period of time that you're comfortable with and then log out. It's not even about the market giving you an opportunity at the time. It's about you being able to recognize what the market is doing at all times so that you know that there is either no engagement at all going on, that there could be some engagement going on, or that there is engagement going on. It's like that's everything that you need to be aware of. There's nothing happening, something could happen, or something is happening. And you need to know what each one of those looks like. And that's what will come as you observe, because you'll see it all. You will see it all. You're developing the skill set by training. This is why when you watch 301 playlist, look at the videos that are in the playlist. You got 301 and you got 301 mindset. You got stability training. And then you got the episode 13, which talks about following instructions. I mean, come on. You don't need anything else. If you just watch those, you're going to develop everything that you need to and learn how to apply it the right way. That's it. With no fluff, nothing else. No fluff. And then you add on, like when I'm doing a live market observation, or if I integrate a live training or whatever the case may be, then you add on the podcast. All of this stuff just reinforces everything that you're learning every day as you train. So this is just more reinforcement of the same. Reinforcement, elevation, rinse, repeat. More reinforcement, more elevation, rinse, repeat. And all of it is building up your skills. So your skill set is really pushing you up to a very high level of skill. So if people think that that's boring, good. Because making money is boring. But I tell you what's not boring. It ain't boring when you go to the bank.
Dom the Monko. Dom the Monko.
You go to that bank, man, oh man. Them tellers be looking at your bank balance and they look at you like, oh, would you like a balance? Would you like your balance? And you be like, nah, I know what it is. They be listen, they want you to say yes just so that they can say it. They just want to say your balance. It's so funny. I actually realized that. I'm like, I think y'all want to say the balance because y'all always ask me that. Come on, man. Yep, but these are raw facts. These are raw facts. Oh, I remember that part too. Yeah, Dan Aykroyd. Remember he put the fish in his sandal suit, the big fish from the table? Classic. Funny stuff. Yeah, say the balance. Paley said, their excitement is our treasure, their greed is our reward. Good stuff. I see y'all excited about the podcast coming back. Just said be around next week. We're going back to podcast and live market observation. TA University should be built. Yeah, 2:00. You started seeing some activity coming in when London opened up. Sure did. Right here, 2:00 on the dot. Long ass candle. Yep. The one thing I'll say about that is, even though you assume, oh, it's London, it's going to be volatility, it might be that at first. A lot of times it'll do that for a little while, and then the market could actually slow down. Because there are plenty of times when I've been in the London session and the market was nice and slow, ultimately positioned itself, got into position, did everything we needed it to do, and the trade was there. And it was like 2:30, 3:00 in the morning in the London session. Same thing applies during the US session. Same thing applies even when the strikes have bigger distance, when they go from 2 pips to 4 pips. So like all of those questions that people will ask, oh, well, when's the best time? There is no best time of the day, because the market decides to do whatever it wants to do at the time. You don't know when that's going to be. So the key for you is to just continuously develop the skill set so that it doesn't matter what time it happens. When it happens, you're there to see it and you recognize that it's happening. Period. The same way that you recognize when it's not happening. So for example, just because it's the Asian session, that doesn't automatically mean the market will be slow and something's going to happen. See, so it works both ways. Market does what it wants. That's it. Just accept that and develop your skills so that you recognize what the market is doing whenever it happens. Yep. Oh, that's interesting. Keith hasn't even seen the podcast yet. Oh, wow. Yeah, Keith, typically in the daytime, around anywhere between 3:30 ish. Yeah, like between 3:30 and 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I do a live podcast. And I typically every day. Yep. The Brooklyn Moses podcast. Those videos are actually on the YouTube channel. So if you look on the channel, you'll see, I mean, it's a bunch of them already. I think now we are up to season 2, episode 14, something like that. Whatever the number is. Yeah, the first season was 50 episodes, and the one that we're in now, we up to whatever we up to. I done forgot. I forgot what we up to. What we up to now? Let me see something. You know I don't like not knowing. Yeah, I want to say 13, but it might be more than that. Oh man, it's 18. My bad. Yeah, so we already 18 episodes into the second season. So technically that's about 68 episodes of the podcast already. Crazy. Crazy, man. Yeah, Henry, it's in the group chat, and I actually posted it in here too. It's in the YouTube chat too. If you're on YouTube, you'll see it. Oh, excuse me. Do I still drink Starbucks? Of course. I had Starbucks today. It's weird because you don't see me in Starbucks, so you automatically think I don't drink it no more, huh? I used to make so many videos in Starbucks, it was crazy. You would have thought that I was promoting them or something, but no, I just like Starbucks. Mr. Johnson, what's happening? He said 2 a.m. institutions are switching shifts. Indeed. TA Suite up and running next week. All facts. Mark's getting that Starbucks coffee installed on the new TA building. Oh man. What's funny is I am literally like within, I would say, about 7 minutes of a Starbucks for sure. Starbucks on deck. Is there really a secret menu? I keep hearing people talk about that. He said the French toast frappuccino. So what is the secret menu? You got to go in there and ask them for it. How does that work? And is that a real thing? Mr. Johnson said he's selling at 715. What's 715? 1915. Oh, the strike price. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. All right, let me box that in. So Mr. Johnson taking the 715 short, which is the top of this box right here. So he would be anticipating that the price would actually stay in the box by the time the clock runs out. And you're doing that now with that much time left? 2 minutes and change? TA is high up with the higher ups. Oh, that's what it is. It's just other people's creations. Okay, got you. But so do all Starbucks have those flavors? Like so if you go there and you ask for it, they're gonna know and they'll be able to give it to you? Or does it vary depending on the Starbucks? I kind of think that's always what I wondered about it. Okay, so Keith, you have been watching them. Got you. He said mainly watching 301, learning how it works. Yep, you're doing it right. Yep. Yeah, like I said earlier, the podcast and even the live market observation is just reinforcement. I like to have it all because it creates balance. Podcasts, it definitely gives you laser sharp focus on mindset. And the live observation is like an exercise. We're just using the tools, taking a look at the market and waiting. Oh, you said it already passed. Oh, you were talking about the binary before this? So you're talking about the 205? This one? The one now, this one ain't make it. If you were selling this one, that right there, look at what it did in the last 10 seconds of the binary. Man, oh man. That behavior something else, huh? Yeah, all the way up. Crazy. Ice Cold said he took that but got out early. See, that's the one thing I that we don't ever do. We never get out of a trade. And that's why we never get into a trade unless we are already familiar with the current environment and behavior. So when there's more momentum and volatility in the market, you got to be careful. You got to be careful. A lot of times it's literally just flipping the coin because the market will have so many different types of behaviors going on at the same time. You know, it might have reversal in what it is doing at the time. You know, you can be making a decision based on the wrong behavior. And if that's the case, you coin flipping. Coin flipping. Yeah, we definitely don't got we don't exit trades early. No, we don't. No, we don't. That's a good question. Jermaine is asking what made you want to take that? What made you want to take the sell on this one? On that last one just now? Which is a fair question. All the way up. Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up. That's how the market be talking to people when it's moving. The market be like, nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up. Yeah, binaries are interesting as an instrument because I noticed that a lot of people actually trade binaries like they would trade Forex. Just something that I noticed that people do or have a tendency to do. Yep. Ray said that last binary was a pimp slap. Sure was. Sure was. Ice Cold said he saw the price dropping steadily along with slow movement, was in and out of profits. So by the third fluctuation, I wanted out. Mm. So, Bo, you trade the 5 minute binaries, or do you trade like various binaries? Okay, Otis, thank you. Yeah, definitely send me that link. Peleas, I'd rather get all the money. Why be at 20 contracts if I'm not getting the whole thing? Indeed. Oh, Kenyatta. I remember you. Primarily trading the 5 minute. Yeah, you were in training for a little while, right? Yeah, that right. Just that third fluctuation sounds complicated. I was thinking that too. I was like, wow. Like it sounded like he had to do a lot to get out that one. Oh yeah. Timing is everything. Usually at work. So normally you yeah. And I came on late like this for the last 3 nights. So yeah, it might be a good thing that you caught us. Yeah, and I see with binaries, I think that trading the binaries using Forex methods is going to get you the same results that you get in Forex. You're going to win some, you're going to lose some. When binaries are set up in a way where you don't have to lose, you don't have to. But the reason that you'll have similar results to what you're doing in Forex is because you trade in that way. If you change the way that you see the market, the binaries can be something that is very powerful because you can win them consistently. Yeah, I know what you meant when by order flow. Yep. I know exactly what you're talking about. The thing with binaries is that it's a it's a time thing. It's a timing thing. It's not necessarily a direction or momentum thing. So you can, if your timing is off and you're wrong with your timing, your trade can and often will lose. It's one of the main reasons why the majority of people that trade that way won't hold their trade until the binary expires because they're going off of movement. They're basing their entire trade off of movement. They're hoping that the option pricing is going to allow them to get in and out. And that's cool to do that. Like that's fine. But again, you're going to be subjected to winning and losing at different levels. And that's the part of it that I don't like. I would rather not trade at all until I understand the market better as far as its behavior, not just the momentum and volatility and order flow and all of the things that play into liquidity at the time. There's more to the market than just those layers. I think that understanding behavior itself with binaries put you in a much better position because you can capitalize and you don't need a lot of trades in order to capitalize big. Just like I talk about all the time, it literally it only takes you 30 trades to get into position on NADEX at a high level. So if you are nervous about taking a trade because of the contract size, you don't understand the platform yet. Yep, you don't get it. With these binaries, the win is the win. So understanding why you would win will align your trades to be powerful, because that means that you can only trade when you pretty much know the outcome of the trade beforehand. Not because you're picking good trades, but because you're picking the right time to be in a trade. That's what people don't get yet. And people don't have to understand that in order for us to keep doing it. Like the whole world don't have to get that in order for us to keep doing it. We're going to keep doing it regardless. We're going to keep doing it regardless. That's what I love about trading. You can pick how you do things. Yes, indeed. Bad time and a bad trade choice. Listen, don't feel alone, man. We've all been there. It's like everybody is there until they figure out how not to be there no more. So you're either gonna get some guidance from somebody who knows better, or you got to figure it out on your own. One or the other, but some figuring out gonna have to take place for you to stop losing. And it's so funny because if you analyze, like if you just look at your trades, you'll realize that the majority of the trades that you end up losing was because of you. It's because of something stupid that you did. Oh, damn, why'd I take that one? Like as soon as you click in, if you're saying, oh, damn, why? You know you ain't had no business doing that. You know you should have took that trade. Another powerful piece of information is that most people think that it's about bad timing of the entry. They think that they're losing trades because they entered wrong. Oh, my timing was off. You thinking that you entered the trade at the wrong time, when in actuality you entered the trade at the wrong time. Hold on. Let me break that down so that you are clear on what I'm saying. You thinking that you timed the trade wrong. Like, oh, I entered too early or I entered too late. Right? That's how you're thinking as far as the trade goes. When in actuality, you just entered at the wrong time, period. That's not a good time to be in the trade at all. You understand what I'm saying? So it ain't about if you entered early or entered late. You shouldn't have entered, period. That's the awakening right there. When you start to realize that, that's when things start to change. Like, damn, I shouldn't even be trading right now. When you start looking at the market like that, that's when everything starts to change. Because you begin to realize, like, wait, it don't matter what trade I'm in at this time, it's a coin flip. No matter what trade I'm in, it's always a coin flip. Exactly. And just think about the nature of a coin flip. What is a coin flip? It's heads or tails. So if you keep saying heads and you keep guessing right, eventually you're going to guess wrong. Because you're guessing. But what if you stop guessing? And what if you start knowing? Right? Stop guessing. You start figuring out what the market actually does. And now you know what the market does. Now you can wait for certain things to be in place before you are in a trade, period. Come on now. That's the elevation right there. I had mentioned yesterday that this lady that came on the channel had posted a comment. And she said, and mind you, she's not training with us at all. But she said that she has been watching live market observations and she's been profitable ever since. And it's like, man, when I think about it, I'm like, you know what she's doing? She's taking the value from everything that I'm talking about as far as the mindset and also patience and discipline. And she's applying that to what she's doing. And the process of that is keeping her out of the market when the timing is wrong. Understand. She says that she has been profitable since. And I'm like, see, it's crazy because it's not like I'm giving her signals. I'm not giving her signals. I don't give signals. But you don't need signals when you start understanding the market for the first time. It's elevation. Oh, man. It's powerful stuff, man. Powerful stuff. All right, so this is Thursday night. Yeah, so the market ain't even gonna be open tomorrow night. It won't reopen until Sunday. So next week we'll be back at the podcast, like I've been saying for the last few days, and just more the same. But this was good this week. I got in 3 live market observations, and they've been very, very good, I must say. A lot of elevation this week. Telling y'all, this box is powerful right here. This box right here. Keep your ass out. Keep you out of the market when you don't need to be there. Paley's a whole strategy is the definition of entering too early because it has nothing to do with the market. Ooh. What a way to end the stream. Yes, indeed. All right, y'all. You know what it is, man. Mark Fuller, TeamAlliance. We out of here. I'll see y'all next week on the podcast. Everybody have a great weekend. Peace.